Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt. I do a motorcycle racing TV show, Team Chicago Challenge. My email is teamdan45@gmail.com. My website is teamchicago.tv. We're going back in the past. I'm going to continue to show some ice racing as I try to show many years that I was involved shooting ice racing. I think all in all I shot over up doing 1,700 shows. So I should mention I'm in my Team Chicago library here. As you can see, we got a bunch of 3/4 inch tapes, 1,000 3/4 inch tapes. Think about that. But we're going to LaPorte, Indiana. We're going to show some of the highlights from LaPorte, Indiana. They had the state championship in 1993, and I got involved. Dave Hendrickson from U.S. Cable was involved, and that sort of helped me. We got into Betacam to shoot the footage, so footage got much better compared to the U-matic tapes. So that was part of the evolution of Team Chicago also. So let's see the action. I'm going to show you the highlights from the state championship, 1993, LaPorte, Indiana.
Hi, my name's Dan Schmitt, and this is Team Chicago Challenge. We're here in LaPorte, Indiana. We're watching motorcycle ice racing. This is the Indiana State Championship ice race. I'm going to be riding George Mack's 500 Yamaha. My bike, I had a little intake problem. I probably should have changed the manifold. They had another manifold, put another piston in. But at least George is going to be riding this bike. We're going to see how this thing gets around the track.
Well, we'll get a chance to look at the first race. Now, this is the first time we've had an opportunity to look at side hacks. These are unstudded. This is 0 to 200, unstudded class. So we can check out some of these numbers. We got a whole family out here. We got a Ben Hoot, John Hoot, Johnny Hoot, all from LaPorte. Here in a Harlan Wilford. Let's see who's coming around leading now. Looks like number 28. There's at a 2Y. 2Y, that could be Ben Hoot. The number 43 is Hap Darst. Hap Darst from LaPorte, Indiana, is 84 years old. And he's having a great time out here ice racing. It's like 2Y is up front, Ben Hoot. Behind him, John Hoot. Now we're going to go talk to that 84-year-old rider from LaPorte, Indiana.
I'm with Frank Hap Darst from LaPorte, Indiana, and everybody's been telling me that you have been ice racing for 60 years.
At least that long.
On these lakes here?
Yeah, on these lakes.
Oh, really? Now, all right, seeing you're the historian now. Back then, did you guys, is it true you guys used to use chains on the tires?
That's right. We used the motorcycle drive chain, one around the center of the front tire.
Right.
And used the chains for cross links on the back tire.
Okay, and you used to ride the 74s too, right?
Anything that would, yes, that's all we had.
Okay, now you used to be a Harley-Davidson dealer in town here?
That's right, since 1937.
Oh, really? And you still got a shop?
I still have the shop. I quit selling new machines in 1974.
Okay, but so how's business?
Very good.
So Harley-Davidson is still the king, right?
As far as I'm concerned, it is.
Okay, now you're riding a Harley-Davidson Baja, which is this a 250 two-stroke?
No, it's 100 cc.
Oh, it's only 100. Got a big cylinder, though, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So this was made in, is this one, he's Italian? Was this an Italian-made engine?
That was the Harley-Davidson Italian machine, yeah.
Right. And what year did they make that? Late 60s?
This is a 1970.
1970.
They had them in 1968.
Okay. Okay, so you ride a smaller bike now just because you're older and it's probably easier to get around, yes? No?
No, it's just the same thing I've always ridden for 20 years.
Oh, you've been racing this same one?
That's right.
Oh, okay. Now, I noticed you got a weight here for the outrigger. Why do you have a weight on this outside wheel?
Because that's so light. If I go into a spin, I need a little weight to keep me from upsetting.
Okay, so you want to keep this wheel on the ground as much as possible, correct?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, now you're running unstudded also?
That's right.
Okay, so what do you do to get some traction out there? You got any tricks up your sleeve, or you don't want to let people to know?
Well, I don't know. I do the best. I just kind of chew up the back tire a little bit.
Yeah.
As best I can.
Sort of tenderize it?
That's right.
Yeah.
I've got a wheel on there that I had a tire for about 30 years, but I never had a wheel to fit it.
Okay.
And now that I've got this tire on there, this thing keeps going faster every year for some reason or other.
The third heat, and 84 years old, is number 43. 43 is 84 years old, and it's Hap Darst from LaPorte, Indiana. But up front looks like John Booth from LaPorte, Indiana also. Let's check him out coming around. 185 is John Booth up front. Second place like Arlen Wolfon. Third place like Elston Hortred from Plymouth, Indiana. Fourth place is Harp Jones at 84 years old. Gonna put it to this young guy with that great move on the inside. Must have been Johnny Hoots from LaPorte. Now he's gonna try to move on the outside here. See, can he make it stick? Let's watch him go through 3 and 4. And move on the outside. Whoa! Get him. He's on that 100cc Harley Davidson. Unstudded, up to 200 cc's, and he's only on 100. He's 84 years old. Let's see how he does. Watch him on the outside. Let's see what he does in this corner. Meantime, up front, running away with it, number 185. That's John Hoos from LaPorte. Second place looks like Harlan Lunfont, but now we got a battle going on for third. It's like Elson Holdred from Plymouth is not letting Hap Darst get around him. John Hoos pick up the win, and Hap Darst picked up fourth. The second heat, these guys ran 3 heats of 3 motos. We're now looking at Jim Kersting from North Judson, Indiana, and he had Harley Davidson, but leading is number 35. That's Randy Kersting, father and son. Father trying to make his way into the lead. Right behind him, though, is Ernie Stumble, who is the service manager at Kersting's Harley Davidson. As we watch the service manager, Ernie Stumble, trying to get around his boss, Jim Kersting from North Judson. It's just slipped back to third. Ernie Stumble is in second place, 1 lap to go. Meanwhile, Leo Jovanovic from Three Oaks, Michigan, on that Triumph is back in fourth place with Drew Gatewood on a Harley from Chesterton is in fifth. But picking up the win, it's like number 35, Randy Kersting. No, check that. It's Ernie Stumble. And earlier we had a chance to talk to Jim Kersting, so let's go to that interview right now.
I'm with Jim Kersting from, tell me the town again.
North Judson, Indiana.
All right, so where's North Judson, Indiana?
About 35 miles straight south of here.
Okay, so, see, where would that be near? What's the biggest town then? Is that a pretty good size town?
That's the biggest town. We're 1,700 population.
Okay. Now you got this gorgeous Harley Sportster, correct?
Right.
And what year is it?
1970.
Okay, now I noticed you got this added on. You got this third wheel. So, because where we race up north in Illinois, we never run outriggers. So why don't you give me an explanation of what an outrigger is?
Well, this is a nice working outfit, and I started back in the late 50s doing this. Now, technology has changed a lot, and we're going a lot faster than we did back then. So our third wheel out here has had to be modified to keep up with competition. And it works really good. It's just great fun. I look forward to the wintertime coming for this ice racing thing.
Okay, now, this is non-studded. So you run a non-studded outrigger class?
That's correct, with a tractionized rear tire. And boy, there's a lot of work that goes into tractionizing that tire.
Well, why don't you give me, so that making a bunch of holes in the knob or softening up the rubber? Or?
Well, my son come up with an old tire groover, and that has got hot razor blades in it. And with the use of those, we cut them up in about a 30-second. All the knobs are cut into little 32nd inch squares, and it makes a tremendous amount of difference.
So this thing really works. So this bike puts out probably somewhere around 60, 65 horsepower, 70 maybe?
Oh yeah, every bit of that. We're really getting rolling.
And what size engine is this? A 900 or?
This is an old 900. Yes, it used to have a 750 in it, and I put a 900 in it.
Okay. This is an ongoing family shop type deal that everybody gets involved and you guys can work all night and swap stories and do the modifications and then come out here on Sunday and see how they work?
Yeah, rub elbows.
Right.
Yeah. Push each other out if we can.
Okay, now you got a shop. What's the name of your shop?
The Kersting's Harley Davidson.
Oh, really? Yeah. So how's the motorcycle business treating you?
It's very, very good. Very, very good. 32 years. It's been wonderful.
So it's been a good business, and you're happy with the newer Harleys every year?
Oh, they're great. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, without a doubt, the Harley Davidson is probably the great American success story, wouldn't you say?
Oh, it's a dream come true.
This is 200 to 500 cc's. Jumping out front looks like number 4, Mike Heaney. And trying to move on the inside. Watch, whoa, for the tire. He's at 3.8. It's like Phil Schmitt. Phil Smith running second. Looks like Cliff Bean is back in third. Fourth place is like Ben Hu. See him hanging off the back for more traction. These are unstudded side hacks. This is 200 cc's to 500 cc's. Number 4 is still out front, but now 3A moving on the inside. It's Phil Smith. Phil Smith is moved on the inside. Behind him looks like Cliff Bean and Bill Bean running unstudded, but these guys are having a great time. Is that 94? Is that Cliff Bean going on to pick up the win? Could be. The quad class. This is 4-stroke quad. Jumping out front, Doc Sorbet. Doc Sorbet from Chesterton, Indiana. Second place is 52. Mark Hopskin. Mark is trying to make the move on the inside here. And I was going to try the outside, but the track is really getting wet. Mark Hopskin from Chesterton is second. Jason Goins from Chesterton, Indiana is third. Fourth place is Tim Westby from Valparaiso. And fifth place, Matt Welsh from Union Mills, Indiana. But running away with this and running real good on this wet track. It's really starting to get wet out there. Doc Sorbet from Chesterton. Second, Mark Hoskin. Third place is Jason Goins. Motorcycles leading now. This is 0 to 200 or the combo class. Like David Bomney from Valparaiso, number 69, is up front. Dan Brown from Joliet is trying to work them. Dan Brown, number 55. Third place is like Jeff Jefferson. But going in the last corner now, Dan Brown makes the move on the inside to pick up the win. Now we get a chance to look at the combo final for four-wheelers moving on the outside. Ernie Slankowski from Valparaiso, Indiana on the twin-cylinder Yamaha, number 88. He just passed Doc Sorbet from Chesterton, Indiana. Third place looks like Hank Rhines from Crown Point, Indiana. Fourth place is Steve Selvik from Valparaiso. Ernie Slankowski from Buck Psycho in Valparaiso clearly goes on and picks up the win in this four-wheel combo studded. Next race is open class. That's 251 open. Jumping out front, number 72, that's Dave Dupree from Joliet, Illinois. But right behind him from Aurora, Illinois is Tom DeSort. Check that, Tom DeSort, number 95, has just moved into the lead. Number 80 is George Mack, number 80, first time racing in 7 years. But Tom DeSort is really smoking, but Tom DeSort's one of the real fast ice racers from the Midwest. George Mack is in fourth place, right behind him, John Schultz from LaPorte, Indiana. Not racing in 7 years. George have got some real old gold screws in his tire, and he's barely hooking up. I know, but I rode the bike, and it wasn't getting any traction out of the corner. George Mack running in fourth place, trying to catch Richard Vaughn from Griffith, Indiana. Up to win was Tom DeSort. Second place, Dave Dupree. Richard Vaughn was third. George Mack was fourth. And there was a little crash at the end here. And I had a chance to talk to George to reminisce about the good old days. So let's go to that interview right now.
Here with George Mack from Wooddale, Illinois, but George Mack used to live in Chicago, and George Mack used to be my traveling companion back when we were running flat tracks throughout the Midwest. In fact, before we talk to George Mack, I can tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. George went out and partied one Saturday night. I picked him up at 3 in the morning to go all the way to past Muskegon, Michigan.
Hart, Michigan.
Hart, Michigan. I was going to drive all the way up there and get to sleep on the way coming back. George slept all the way up there. George went and broke his leg at Hart. I had to drive all the way back. You still owe me for that, but at least...
It didn't stop you from going to Burger King drive-thru on the way home with me and my foot in an air splint, so...
But at least you drove here today. So we came over to LaPorte. George, is this your first race back in how many years?
It's the first time in 7 years I'm going to try to race.
That you've raced anything?
Anything, period.
Okay, so you got this 500 Yamaha. You've been working on it, getting it together, and what do you think? How's it working?
It's working good. It seems like I'm a little outdated. Most of my gear is 7 or 8 years old since I put it away, but I'm going to give it a try and see what happens.
And another great story, people watch my show, some might remember your dad, George Mack, and you told me a story. You guys went out to Bangs Lake Monday, and you let your dad take a few laps, and what happened?
He was like a little kid. He had a smile on his face. You couldn't have knocked it off with a shovel. He came back in. He was out there for about a half an hour. He said the only reason he came in, he got so cold. I couldn't get him off the lake.
So he just kept going, turning laps, and having a great time.
He had a ball. He had a lot of fun.
All right, now that we're here, and we're finding out there's riders here 84 years old and 72 years old. Your dad's a young man. Can we expect him to come out here and start racing again? Or?
We'll have to try. We'll try everything we can. We'll see what we can do.
And I know he's home watching the show because he gets to see it on TCI because he lives in Mount Prospect. So, George, come on out and join us, huh? Okay, so we'll be watching. You're going to be running the open class, and I'm riding your bike in the senior class.
Double trouble, right.
Okay, so is this going to do it for me?
I hope so. Good luck, bud.
Okay.
Now we're going to take a look at the open class final. Jumping out front, looks like Tom DeSword from Aurora, Illinois, number 95. As we swing back, see a battle going on for third place between John Selvage from Midlothian, Illinois, and George Mack from Wooddale. Tom DeSword way up front, 3-lap races. You don't have much time. Watch George Mack now running forward, trying the high line here, splashing through the water, getting soaked. Moving on the outside, but not getting a good drive. He's got them old screws in that 18-inch wheel. Trying to get around John Selvage. In the meantime, second place is Dave Dupree from Joliet as George tries to move on the outside. 1 lap to go, splashing through the outside water. George Mack is making a good drive now. Getting a good drive. Tom DeSword, though, is going on to pick up the win. Tom DeSword from Aurora, Illinois. Second place, Dave Dupree. Let's watch him coming out of his last corner. Got a battle with George on the outside. Moving on the inside, John Selvage. George Mack picks up third. John Selvage was fourth, and Richard Vaughan was fifth. All right, we're going to chance to look at the rookies now. It's the amateur class, first-time racers. Solo novice, jumping out front looks like Jerry McCaffrey, number 24, and he's from West Lafayette, Indiana. Second place, moving on the inside now, looks like 31, Carl Higgins from Valparaiso. Looks like he just passed Quint Passion from Union Mills, Indiana. Fourth place, like Jim Love from LaPorte, Indiana. Fifth place, John Kozinslik from Lansing, Illinois. Seventh place, Tom Luther from Des Plaines. And eighth place is Steve Selleck from Valparaiso. And earlier we had a chance to talk to a rider that's riding motorcycles and three-wheelers, Leo Jovanovic. So let's go to that interview.
All the way from Three Oaks, Michigan is Leo Jovanovic? Jovanovic. Okay. And you're riding a 500 Triumph? This is a 500?
Right.
You got the 650 with an outrigger, right?
Right.
Okay, so how does this work on the ice?
Well, if it was a bigger track, it'd work a lot better. This track's kind of small for a twin.
Right. So yeah, a little bit more straightaway because this thing does weigh more than like an average 500.
Yeah, you got a lot more momentum going in the corners. If we had bigger corners and longer straightaway, it'd be riding a half mile. That's where it works good, is in a half mile.
Okay, so how long have you been ice racing?
Oh, we first started, I think, in '73, and about 19, 20 years.
Now, you've been coming down here?
Yeah.
This is your normal spot, because Three Oaks is just right across the
Yeah, about
border.
20 miles from here.
Okay.
We used to run Fox Lake, Illinois, when they were running up there.
Well, back when I was doing the racing.
Yeah, that was a good track. That was a big track.
Yeah, well, I did try to. Well, this is a pretty big track if you go all the way on the outside. Is there anything wrong with going out wide?
Well, it's just the guys that are going on the inside.
Well, you might be able to do it if you can get enough momentum going that you can pick out that outside line. In fact, I might even try it because I'm riding the 500 Yamaha today. In fact, what class you running?
I'm going to run a senior class.
Senior. So we'll be running together, huh?
Good. Good.
Now, if I can get someone to work the camera, we'll be able to see what the racing looks like.
Well, I hope so. At least, if this won't beat you, at least we'll make a lot of noise.
That's right. Make a lot of good noise because good British twin motorcycle. And the other thing I think we should say is you're going to look for a bike for me, a 73 Triumph, and I'm going to make a vintage road racer, right?
We got a couple of them at the house right now.
Yeah, you are a big collector of British bikes. How many bikes do you think you own?
Well, they're not all complete bikes, but I probably got close to 75, 80 parts bikes. Then we got a small collection of, nice bikes.
Yeah.
But most of it's parts bikes.
Now, do you take those bikes to shows and stuff?
We haven't yet. Most we do is go to swap meets, so we sell new Triumph parts. So we're just trying to keep the Triumphs alive.
So that's what you specialize in more than anything is Triumph?
Yeah.
Not BSAs or Norton?
Oh, yeah, we got some DSA Norton stuff, but mainly Triumph. My wife's dad used to have a Triumph shop, so that's where our love lies, I guess.
Yeah, well, me too. I got my Triumph Dirt Tracker running, and I am going to race it this year. So
We're out here.
Well, when I'm going to Dirt Tracker. We're probably going to go to I-96, so I'll let you know.
All
you
right.
come up to I-96 Speedway in Michigan.
Yeah, I guess there's a guy up there, Craig Brecken, that's really been cleaning house, so.
Yeah, but he isn't going to beat that twin Triumph in the vintage class.
I don't know, those 500 singles, they really pull out of the corners.
Well, yeah, but I've been in that race with a lousy Voltaco, and I know how fast my Triumph I will win. But it's great
right.
talking in, and we'll be looking for you out there in the race.
Just listen for the noise.
Okay.
Okay, now we get a chance to look at the Super Senior, the senior final. Riders over 40. Jumping out front, Dan Brown. In the meantime, back in 4th place, or now 5th place, that's me. Dan Brown's up front. I'm riding George Mack's bike, getting no traction. Dan Brown's up front. Looks like Don Mellenbrook is in 2nd place. As I try to make a move on Leo Jovanovic. I can't quite get around him. Dan Brown's getting around real nice on that 500cc Kawasaki. 1 lap to go. These are 3-lap races. Really getting sloppy out there. But running 2nd place is Don Mellenbrook. Dan Brown 1st. John Schultz is 3rd. And I'm back in 5th place behind Leo Jovanovic. Let's see if I can make the move on the inside here. George Mack's bike trying to get a drive here. Holding on. Running against that Triumph motorcycle twin cylinder, and I make a pretty good move. It was Dan Brown picking up the win. I made it up to 4th. Now let's check out the first 250 heat race. 250 heat 1. Got a battle going up front. Moving up front, looks like Dave Hallenberg from Chandler, Illinois, but right on the inside now moving is Danny Peterson. Danny Peterson from Franklin Park, Illinois is moving on the outside. We've got a battle going on for the lead here. Back in 3rd place, it's like Larry Muffett from Gary, Indiana. Danny makes that drive on the inside again. Danny Peterson, 177. Number 50 is Dave Hallenberg. From 4th place, Tom Luther from Des Plaines, Illinois. In 5th place is Jason Kersting from North Judson, Indiana. Danny Peterson now moving into the lead. Danny Peterson moving on the outside. Nice clean pass there. But picking up the win is Danny Peterson in the 2nd heat. It's like Kurt Strappett from Kokomo, Indiana on a Kawasaki is leading. 1 lap to go. 2nd place is Jim Scarpacchi. 3rd place, Dan Brown from Joliet. 4th place, Dave Jarlak. And 4th place, Mark Gill. Let's see the action in the 250 final right here in LaPorte, Indiana. Now the big race, the 250. Jumping out front. 704. out. Danny Peterson's the second. I recognize his number. Number 56 is up front. And number 50, Dave Hallenberg from Cannon, Indiana, Illinois, is in first. Danny Peterson, second place from Franklin Park, Illinois. Third place is like Kurt Zappert from Kokomo, Indiana. Fourth place like Larry Muffin from Gary, Indiana. As Danny Peterson tries to move on the outside. Still leading is Dave Hallenberg. Fifth place is like Tom Luther. Danny Peterson, last lap, last chance to make it. Trying to move on the inside. Can he get Dave Hallenberg? As the checkered flag flies, it's Danny Peterson snatching the win in the 250 class. Second place went to Dave Hallenberg, and third place went to Kurt Graphic. Music for the show provided in part by Engine, Mike Preetz, Intrigue, and Travesty. And all this music recorded at Fireside Studios, Westchester, Illinois. It was a great time in LaPorte, Indiana. I always had big fun racing in Indiana. To contact me, and I love to hear from my audience, it's teamdan45@gmail.com. Remember, you can always search on YouTube with Dan Schmitt Motorcycle Racing for great motorcycle racing action, Dan Schmitt Politics, to learn what makes America great. And I highly encourage you to visit the World of Motorcycle Museum here in Winamac, Indiana, 4 miles south of North Judson on Indiana Highway 39. But give them a call first at 574-896-3172. It's a great trip, a great collection of motorcycles, and you can pick up your Harley Davidsons and Yamahas at Kersting Cycle. And to pick up your copy of the Team Chicago History Package, go to Rich's Yamaha in Lockport, Illinois. But give them a call first at 815-838-8130. Their website is richesyamaha.com. Pick up your copy of the Team Chicago History Package. And if you want to learn everything there is to know about motorcycles, there's nothing like going to a swap meet. Here's a few dates coming up. Princeton, Illinois, Shepherdsville, Kentucky, Woodstock, Illinois, and I will be there on April 26th. Princeton, Illinois, and Monroe, Michigan. Remember, walneckswap.com, walneckswap.com for more info.